Shout out StatGuy.
MAJesty.
Oh my goodness.
It's professional wrestling.
1,000% confirmed. Not Mage.
Stay mage and enjoy yourself.
It's Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg, featuring StatGuy Greg and Dip.
Oh, hey, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to the program. How are you?
We're doing great. How are you?
It's time for cheap. Oh, God, you kidding me? I'm swell as can be. Welcome to the program. It is the end of October,
and
by
we are
God.
here,
And
alive
we are
and well,
here, alive
on
and well.
Cheap Heat Live. My name is Peter Rosenberg.
Cheap Heat Live. My name is Peter Rosenberg. I am coming to you from a place called New York City. Coming to you in Philadelphia would be the physically large StatGuy Greg. SGG, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, P. Can't complain. It's the end of the week, and we get to spend some time with our lovely listeners. The perfect way, I think, to end the week. So I can't be doing any better.
I want to hear more about Fantastic. Give me more, please. Are good things going on? I mean, what's happening in the world of SGG?
It's just a good day. You ever have one of those days where it's just like everything is clicking and everything professionally, personally? I don't even have any real exciting good news on the docket, but I'm just in a good mood right now.
I truly hope that rubs off on me. That's what I'm going for, SGG. From now until 2 p.m. Eastern Time, that is exactly what I'm hoping rubs off on me. I know one person who always brings nothing but charm and joy and good time to the show is 38 at 35 Dipperstein. Hey, Dip, how's Los Angeles?
You don't think that's true? You don't think that I bring joy and there's no cynicism in my voice ever. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just not a thing.
I wasn't being SGG, did I say that he wasn't going to bring it, or I said he would bring it?
I think you said I think you were on the side of that he wouldn't bring joy.
No, I said someone who surely will bring all those things is 38 to 35. Dipperstein, is everything going right in your world today? Just joy everywhere?
It's only 9 a.m., so there's hours and hours for things to go wrong and haywire. So I'm expecting a terrible day, but so far it's been a great day.
Well, I'm happy to hear this. This is good news. I'm confident that this will last throughout the day. Welcome to the show, guys. There's a lot happening in the world of pro wrestling. Where do you want to start? What is the most pressing thing in the world of pro wrestling in the eyes? Let me start with you, StatGuy Greg. In the world of StatGuy Greg.
I mean, I think it's the one thing that everybody really should be focused on right now is that we're going to get a new world champion. Right? I mean, I like the way it was handled. I like that the Bronze were not rewarded for basically taking Seth Rollins out of the championship picture, injuring him in kayfabe, and that they could not get a championship opportunity. So now it's going to be Jey Uso, CM Punk, I think for the first time ever, one-on-one, world championship at stake, Saturday night's main event. I'm curious to see who is going to be the champion coming out of Saturday night's main event, and potentially who will be the champion when Seth comes back, because you know he's going to need that title back when he returns.
I mean, let me ask you this. Does either of these new champions excite you? Are you like, I've been dying to see Jey Uso champion again, or I think it's CM Punk's time? It
does, because of the possibilities it opens up, right? CM Punk was champion for, I think it was like 5 minutes or so this year, so he didn't really get a run at the top. This CM Punk did not really get to hold that title, and when they do that, will that mean that he's going to have to face Roman? Is Brock going to circle back around? Is he going to have to deal with the Bronze? I don't know. And the same thing with Jey, right? Jey, this is a different Jey Uso than even had the championship a few months ago. So this version of Jey, he's a little bit more heelish. He's a little bit more aggressive. I mean, he dumped his brother out of the ring to get this opportunity, stabbed his brother in the back live on Netflix on Monday Night Raw to get this opportunity. So this version of Jey is exciting. And with Sammy now being free from the United States Championship, Do we get a heel Jey Uso versus a super babyface Sammy at some point for this title?
Let me ask you this, Dip. Was there anyone you saw in the Battle Royal that you thought, ooh, if this person wins, now we're having a conversation?
I know who wasn't on that list.
Oh, yeah, I know. We know. SGG just did the physical representation of L.A. Knight, but for audio purposes, he meant L.A. Knight. Yeah. Although, slightly
I got to tell you, I'm going to say something totally crazy and off kilter for what I usually say. It wouldn't have been. I'd rather him have won than Jay. Is that crazy?
It sounds crazy coming from you.
It sounds crazy coming from you, but I get it. But I do get it.
I just I don't know. Jey Uso, it just feels like this is a lot of recycling going on. I don't know. It's time for a new. I'm happy that Braun Breaker's all of a sudden going to get this push because, something fine, something good can come out of the situation there with the Vision, the unfortunate situation. I think a new main event star on Raw is an exciting proposition. But just, I don't know. I don't know who else could have won. Frankly, it should have been Jimmy. I would have rather have seen Jimmy won. Jimmy winning that would have been the big move to make. Jay is like, of course he won.
Yeah, I do think it was the most. If we were taking odds at the beginning of the Battle Royal, I think Jay would have been minus to win. Like he would have been the favorite. He would have been like minus 200 to win the whole thing. I think that Jimmy winning would have been surprising. And I think at this point, it kind of makes it a guarantee that Punk wins. It can't be that they're going back to Jay with the world title right now. Like that, I just can't see that being a possibility.
No, the title will be on CM Punk in December. That is a fact. Not a fact. That's a. I don't know what
spoiler?
that is. Is that a? It's a spoiler. What am I trying to say?
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. That's what you were trying to say. Okay.
I was trying. I tried that.
I think if CM Punk's true moment ever comes, it should really be towards the end. I think that is the everlasting storyline of his final run. Is he just can't get it. He can't get it. And when he eventually gets it, it's a true tearjerker. And he holds it for a few months towards the end. That is when I think the story for Punk.
I'm fine with that.
I can only support that if it's entertaining. I want a story. I said the same thing with Sheamus and the Intercontinental Championship. I feel the same way about Cena. I don't want the story to be this person deserves their moment because
I can't believe this is SGG. Dip, can you believe this is SGG?
When they're done, and then I
don't know this man
on Monday or the week after, or I need more story progression. So if his moment comes with a story that I can get behind,
SGG, you were always the biggest arguer that the title alone is a story. That's what you and Dip used to fight about. And Dip would say a title's not a story. Are you saying you've evolved in how you view stories in WWE?
I'm saying that it can be, right? Like two people competing for the title can be the story. Right. But if the story is that whoever has the championship is plug and play, but this person has never had the championship, or this person deserves to win the big one, and that's not a story to me. Because everybody on the roster is there because they want to win the big one.
I know we got a break, but I'll push back because if the Punk thing is he literally cannot get it back. He gets injured. When he gets it, he gets screwed out of it 5 minutes later. If it keeps getting pulled from him, yes, whoever has the title needs to have their own story in having the title. But that can be the driving story of CM Punk. Whenever, Lucy pulling the football away from CM Punk, I'm fine to bring up Peanuts again. You know how we feel. We love doing Snoopy talk. I'm fine with that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And he has no idea what it even means.
But I don't think it's as cut and dry that CM Punk is going to win this championship. I believe he's going to win, but I think Jey Uso has some interesting possibilities, right? Because it's not going to just be you win the championship and then they have to figure out what's going on. They must have a plan for what's going to happen after Saturday Night's Main Event as early as that next Monday. And I think Jay opens up some good possibilities as well because he's had issues with the Braun Brawns. Him and Braun Breaker have feuded for the Intercontinental Championship. And They had great matches for the Intercontinental Championship. So I think that's just a built-in feud that they have right there for the World Championship with a story that makes sense. Plus, this is a more aggressive Jey Uso, right? If this was babyface yeeting Jey Uso from, the month of May going up against CM Punk, I think, yeah, Jey Uso loses. But I think just the story that they're trying to tell opens up more possibilities for Jey as champion, which is why I don't think it's so cut and dried that Punk gets his hands on the championship, because Punk has been hot away from the championship this entire time.
Let me say something that needs to be, let me say what needs to be said. Where we need to go right now, based on how Jey has been leaning, is towards a full breakup between Jey and Jimmy again. It's time. They're hinting
I was going to say that.
They're hinting at it. We all know the match at WrestleMania was a big letdown. They've been very forthright about that. Let's get to that. I think there's so many ways you could do it. Jey is obviously leaning heel at this point, so you think he's going to be the one who does it. So in that case, since Jay's the one who's leaning, I think the attitude Jey would have for turning on Jimmy, it should be more than he's just aggressive. It should be the savage turn on Hogan. Those eyes. I saw those eyes. That's what Jey Uso should be saying at Jimmy. Ever since I became the big star in the family, you've had those eyes. And Jimmy should be on some, I always supported you. I've been the happiest one for you. I was there at every single moment. You're in your own head, man. You're in your own head. That's where now, Jey Uso should go as a bad guy.
Pete, I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad you raised that, because you're right. I think that Jey being a rising star is going to fuel his sort of psychosis and his madness, if you will. And that's going to be the wedge that is driven between him and Jimmy for good. But you got to remember, you went to a specific storyline right there, right? And in that storyline, the guy that went crazy and unhinged was the champion. For Jey to for Jey to go to Jimmy and say, you're jealous and you're upset about my success and you've never been happy for me, he needs to actually have some success that he can show.
I disagree. And he already, to me, what I push back, SGG, is he already has enough. He has the entrance. He has the love of all the fans. He had the title for all that time, because I think you could have killed two birds with one stone here. I think you could have had Jey turn on Jimmy in this battle royal, and simultaneously then, Dip, and I think you'll like this part better, then Jey gets eliminated by the winner, which creates something new we haven't seen. By the way, even if it had been we know he's on the way out, we know he just lost, but it was a hell of a match. Even if AJ Styles had won, and we were getting AJ and Punk, and you're thinking, oh my God, AJ could be world champion one more time. That to me is more interesting than Jey Uso versus CM Punk, who we've seen hovering around the title for so long. Someone who has not been hovering around the title. That's what
there's a lot of hovering.
There's so much hovering. Yes, they're hovering and hovering.
It's so true. I'm so sick of the usual hoverers. Somebody push back the hoverers and let other people begin to hover in their place. By the way, that includes LA Knight. I can't believe I'm saying this. This includes AJ Styles in a more meaningful way.
LA Knight's been hovering around the title, though.
Yeah, he's hovered too.
He didn't get it. He's a hoverer. He is definitely for sure a hoverer.
I wouldn't call him a Class A hoverer. He's an A minus hover.
Yeah.
He's a Class B hover. Yeah.
He's a Class B hover, okay? Yeah. I would have liked to have seen AJ. I'd like to see Finn Balor back in the title picture.
He was there.
I don't know when. He was there. It's time to shake it up a little. We're talking about the same people endlessly I got to be honest. I'm a little bored of the Usos situation. Do something with them. Let's see it.
The thing to do with the Usos is, to me, a Jimmy thing, and
it's a Jimmy thing.
Yes,
said Dave Matthews Band.
Well done, Dip. Well done. And we were supposed to talk to Jimmy shortly here on the show. I'm finding out now if we're still going to get him, because apparently there was a time difference that was not considered at the moment that this was booked, because they're in Phoenix for SmackDown tonight. Jimmy, of course, now currently doing double duty between both shows. But to me, that is really where the Uso story can be magic at this point one more time. Jey turning on Jimmy. it does two things. It, number one, completely reinvigorates Jey Uso, and at number two, makes Jimmy the star that he should be. Boom! You have two massive things going on the second that happens. Did you see how good the promo was backstage between Jimmy and Jay, where it's all Jimmy, basically? Like, Jimmy is... He's him. Jimmy is him.
Yeah. Himmy,
You think Jimmy's him?
Himmy Uso, if you will.
Himmy Uso.
Himmy.
He is Himmy Uso 1,000%. And I just... So we got Jey Uso and CM Punk on November 1st. One will be champion. Maybe someone else shows up that night to break the whole thing up, and you know what I mean? Maybe it's that. I don't know. But it would have been sexier if, to me, they'd picked someone we didn't expect.
I like that Jey Uso won the Battle Royal. We know that. If not Jay, I think Dominic Mysterio could have won the Battle Royal. He's got 2 belts already. What's wrong with Dominic going for 3? And then maybe walking into San Diego, his hometown, with 3 titles. Dom versus Punk. That would be an exciting match. We definitely haven't seen that one-on-one. He goes in. Maybe he's facing Cena for the IC title. Maybe he defends all 3 titles in one-on-one matches at San Diego at Survivor Series. I don't know, but I like the idea of Dom with more gold.
I don't hate it. Would have been it's something. That's the question.
Different.
What can you come up with that's something and different? The shock and awe of Dominic. I don't think anyone would have expected Dominic to win that. Even if he then goes on to lose to Punk. Again, it's at least a unique matchup we haven't seen a million times.
And he was right there. Because we all talking about that elimination that Jay did to Jimmy, but he yeeted Dominic too to officially win the match.
How many times do you see? How many times has that been done in history? Dip the eliminated but nobody saw it, jump back in the ring.
I'm big on the eliminated nobody saw but jump back into the ring bit. That's one of my favorites. I'm big on that. I'm actually not. I'm actually a traditionalist. Once you're out, you're out. Somebody saw you in the crowd. You know?
It works every time, though. I got to say, when Stone Cold got eliminated, came back in, won the Royal Rumble, I was fuming. And I believe that was Rumble 97. I was fuming. Because my guy, Brett, eliminated him. And then he's just out. He doesn't get the win.
Yeah, I do have, isn't it funny that the rules are completely arbitrary in wrestling, and yet when I see it happen, I do have a moment of frustration, like, but he was eliminated. It bothers me. It sticks in my craw a little bit. I'm like, I gotta tell you, the guy was eliminated. This shouldn't be happening in professional wrestling.
And honestly, that's why he should have won, because he was eliminated and then he came back in. That's drama.
God, I threw on Halloween Havoc 93 just to have in the background.
To get yourself in the mode.
Just to get myself in the Halloween Havoc mood, because there was a moment in time where Halloween Havoc, besides the Royal Rumble, was my favorite event of the year. I love the Halloween gimmicks. I'm one of the biggest Halloween guys in the biz, or at least I used to be. And
you take your costumes very seriously. We know that.
I used to. Marcus Alexander Bagwell. I got to tell you, what a specimen this guy was in 1993 against the Nasty Boys. I mean, I hope Buff is doing better. I was a Buff Bagwell guy. I got to tell you,
I was too. Vicious and Delicious. I love that tag team. I wasn't so big on the American males.
I'm talking about Too Cold Scorpio here. Okay, Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Alexander Bagwell, one of the great tag teams in WCW history. I mean, come on, against these disgusting Nasty Boys. Can you imagine the body odor on Brian Knobbs in this match? Clean cut. Marcus Alexander Bagwell had to smell the body odor of these disgusting men.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dip. I was at the Ric Flair roast, sitting front row with Pete, and Knobbs was on stage. Don't have to imagine the body odor. the Nasty Boys are
really
still nasty. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, there is no chance. Let me tell you something. Is that? Should we do a Mount Trashmore? Who the worst stench in the history of wrestling?
It's not. Booger.
By the way, it's not a question I haven't asked wrestlers. Who is the smelliest? It's interesting to me. Who's smelly is a very interesting question. I think it's interesting.
Well, I mean, you have to imagine there was a solid amount of 80s stench. There's no question. Yeah. 80s and 90s.
The whole decade smelled.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of stench that was happening.
But by the way, maybe the ones that you thought had the stench are all like surprisingly the like Brian Knobs and Jerry Sags. What if they smelled like roses?
Doubt it.
You never know.
Doubt it.
What if it was Marcus Alexander Bagwell in this time? Mr. Clean Cut Marcus Alexander Bagwell who had the stench. We don't know. I would say Bastion Booger.
Yeah, number one.
I think
stench.
Bastion Booger might have had a delightful scent.
Maybe Bam Bam. I'm sure Bam Bam wasn't smelling like Drakkar Noir. You know what I mean?
It's a double whammy because it's the cologne of the time also.
Yeah.
That's really, that was some of your, honestly, I will say right now that you saying, I'm sure Bam Bam Bigelow didn't smell like Drakkar Noir, I'm putting it up there in the dip annals. That was an annals line about
that made the Tears of Mage.
Oh, that's Tears of Dip Mage. Bam Bam Bigelow didn't smell. You could write that down as a quote. In fact, it should be the name of the podcast this week, which you can subscribe to anywhere you find podcasts. Right. It should be called Bam Bam Bigelow didn't smell like Drakkar Noir.
I'm sure Bam Bam Bigelow.
I'm sure Bam Bam Bigelow. Right.
I can't claim 100%. He could have smelled fantastic.
I bet there are people in this world who are no longer with us, who passed away because they accidentally smelled the crotch of King Kong Bundy's singlet. What are your teas?
Oh.
I was thinking, Bundy might have smelled. I don't know. I'm thinking Bundy was a well.
You think he
what was
cleaned
what? I think that King Kong Bundy smelled like Paco Rabanne. That's what I think King Kong Bundy smelled like.
Is that another cologne?
Yeah,
from the 90s and 80s. Yeah,
you lost.
He went back to that bag.
Really? Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone.
One of the great smells.
One of the great smells.
Oh yeah. Fantastic.
I mean, if you would have had to go like Cool Water.
Oh well, that's like late 90s, early 2000s. But no. By the way, I know you don't think I know Cool Water? I know Cool Water.
Cool. You would have had to go Cool Water for me. Polo, just regular Polo.
The original, the green Polo.
I mean,
my grandfather, Pop Dave, wore the green Polo. The moment you walked into that house, you smelled the green Polo, and I was like, oh, okay, I know where I am. That's
Grandpa,
right.
It's Pop.
That's right.
Well, and I that's what I heard. Bundy, in an effort to emulate Pop, used the same thing. Because the last thing anybody wants to think is, oh, you know what I smell? I smelled King Kong Bundy's grundle. Nobody wants to.
They were King Kong Bundy and Pop sort of the same shape in one stretch at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that about Pop. Did he manage to get out of it though?
He wasn't as big as Bundy. He wasn't as big as Bundy.
You know, I bet smelled tremendous. If I'm being honest, I think Sting, one of the great smells in the locker room.
You think so?
Oh, he was clean as can be, clean as a whistle.
I'm Strike Force probably smelled great too. Oh. Tito and Martel at that time.
Obviously,
you could tell from the hair.
Not to mention Rick Martel, he smelled like arrogance.
Yeah.
Come on, these are people who smelled great. All right, if you want to talk about who smells the best and worst, there's so many different topics you can weigh in on. 877-344-4893. We're going to get to calls in just a moment. What else, guys? There was several things. Let me start with you, SGG. What do you think? Let's hear a bit. I have the audio. Let's hear Becky Lynch confronting Paul Heyman on Raw this past Monday. And then I want to hear from SGG and get your thoughts on it, because I did think this was a fun potential setup and I am curious to see how much involvement we'll have between Becky Lynch and what was the Seth Rollins storyline moving forward. You have that audio over there, Healthinator?
I'm hoping that they don't fold her back into the vision and what was going on with that. I think that was a clean break, or at least as I interpreted it the first time I heard it. That was a clean break between her and the vision, but one that also didn't turn her baby face. You know what I mean? It kept her aligned firmly as a heel in the women's division while just not messing with those guys.
Well, because you can't. It's an interesting situation because Seth now has by nature sort of turned babyface potentially by being injured by heels, right?
I don't think that.
But again, not necessarily, because when he said, as he did this week, that he's going to come after everybody, when Becky said that Seth's going to come after everybody Paul's affiliated with, obviously that includes CM Punk, that includes Roman Reigns, that leaves the door open for him to come back and still be a bad guy, in spite of the fact that obviously the returning hero you'd think would naturally be a good guy. So
that's why I don't know if he's going to necessarily be babyface, right? That's why I think tweener might be the way, because if Paul is aligned with bad guys and he's still doing heelish things, but just against the worst guys, that doesn't necessarily make him babyface. That honestly makes him more of Roman Reigns in terms of character alignment. And then if he goes after Roman Reigns and CM Punk and they're still beloved, obviously he's going to be the person who is the heel in that situation, or the bad guy, but heel for lack of a better term. So I really do want to see what it looks like when he comes back. Because obviously the crowd reaction is going to play into it too. Are they going to be so in love with Braun Breaker that if Seth puts a finger on their precious new toy, that they turn on him?
That is an interesting point. We never know whether Braun Breaker is going to be the cheered for heel at this moment as well. You know what I mean? So like there's a chance that everybody starts cheering for. And one of the really interesting things about the whole situation is, number one, I thought this was obviously going to last much longer. I think everybody did. It would be as fast. It was SGG, I believe it was the fastest end for a Seth Rollins faction that we've ever seen. So I can't imagine that was the intended goal. All right, let's go back. Zach has dug under the radio station and found the clip. Here's Becky Lynch on Raw Monday.
Listen to me, you penguin-faced prick. Your snake oil salesman crap doesn't work on me, okay? I don't like you. I have never liked you. I have never trusted you. But neither did my husband. But unlike the people whose coattails you rode on, he didn't need you. He used you. He knew that you were going to turn on him. He's actually a little surprised it took you so long. But don't worry. When he comes back, he's not gonna hurt you. You're nothing to him. Okay? And you'll be nothing without him. But all the people that you love in this business, all the people that you surround yourself with, whatever new Nepo baby you decide to attach yourself to it, he's going to kill them. But he's not going to kill you. You're just going to wish that he had.
Wait, Nepo baby, SUJ?
You know who she's talking about.
She's talking about Braun Breaker.
Roman Reigns.
She's talking about Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
that's it, right?
I think. Oh, Curtis Axel. Can't forget him. He was a Heyman guy.
You think Curtis Axel caught a stray in there as well?
I think so.
Wow. No, I think you cannot rush Becky as a babyface, especially with all the work she's doing. I mean, look how much Becky has been helping out Maxine Dupree. Is Maxine Dupree going to be like something?
I got to tell you, Becky made her look amazing. She is becoming amazing. I think she is. I don't know. The crowd reaction to Maxine Dupree is like off the charts. But she looks kind of great in the ring. All the movements made total sense to me. It looked like kind of it was a great time. It was a great time to watch that match. I will tell you. So this is like both times. I need a third time. I wouldn't be mad if she's the one that takes the title off.
Third time might be a submission match, right? I feel like that makes the most sense. You guaranteed a winner. They both have submission finishers. And I'll say this too. Becky made Maxine look so good in both matches that by the end of that second match, I was like, you know what? It's actually disrespectful that I feel like Becky made her look good, because I feel like Maxine is doing what needs to be done in the ring right now. And I think maybe some of that boils down to chemistry, but I do feel like a lot of that boils down to Becky Lynch. And And I'm going to give Maxine credit too for just improving in the ring. And I got to say, the gimmick that they gave Maxine of she's learning and she's training, I think that is such a perfect shield for her, because when she has moments like this, it's, Maxine is incredible. The work is paying off. She's shining. But then if she has moments where she's not so polished, I mean, her gimmick is that she's a trainee, right? She's still learning. She's still grinding. So it's going to work out better for her. It's going to work out good for her no matter what.
I like it. I'm into it. Let her get her flowers.
Did you guys get to spend any time with the Wrestle Dream? There was a lot of I saw a lot of controversy about the Moxley match. People were upset about Darby and Moxley, which I got to tell you, I haven't watched every moment of it yet. I've started Wrestle Dream a few times, made it through more of it, fall asleep. You know the gimmick, and I've enjoyed what I've seen. But I'll get to it all at some point. But so I haven't watched it all. So this is not the best place, in my opinion, to be making an argument from, clearly. But can we stop with the everything they do is going to make kids kill each other?
Why wouldn't Darby just tip the fish tank or try to stand up or something? It really wasn't that big of a deal.
I'm just saying, why do people get so bent out of shape about these insane things? That is what the Darby character does. If you have your kids watch a Jon Moxley Darby Allin match, you should have an idea of what you're showing your kids. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be that guy, but this show is not SmackDown. And AEW pay-per-views are not SmackDown. You know that you're going to get, and frankly, if I'm AEW, I like that they roll the dice that way. It differentiates them. It's an adult wrestling match. It's not 4 or 5-year-olds. I'm sorry, it's not.
I love Darby Allin, man. I got to tell you, I always thought he was a huge star, but I don't know. Everything about Darby Allin works for me. It always has. I love the hardcore tiny guy who's willing to go crazy and do crazy things. He's awesome.
It would be great if he could talk. He's not a talker.
That could always be worked on. I don't know if there's emphasis put on that for him in a real way, but if he really did it, I think it's possible he could truly succeed with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, he is one of those guys that when he pops up on the TV, you're like, I gotta see what the hell this guy is doing next. I'll tell you what we're gonna do next. We're gonna talk more about professional wrestling, and I want to play the Ricky Saints promo from this week with Trick. It was amazing. Plus, Jimmy Uso coming up in hour 2 as well. Plus your phone calls. It's Cheap Heat Live. Happy weekend. It's Pro Wrestling Nation, SiriusXM channel 156.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Introducing Chauvin Musk Actives, from the creators of America's most preferred musk, a complete line of aftershaves and deodorants for the man on the go. Chauvin Musk Actives for every day.
All right, so Halloween Havoc is tomorrow. A lot of fun things on that card. What I'm particularly excited about is the champion Ricky Saints against Trick Williams. And Sam played this for me on his show yesterday, and I was like, you know what, this is fantastic. I got to play this. Let's hear Ricky Saints from NXT this week.
Great, this is great, I love it. The same guy who walked in the PC one day hoping to make it. Now your ass can barely fit through the doors. Don't talk to me about grinding on the indies, because the stuff that I've been through, your ass would have folded like the shirt you got on. You understand what I'm saying? One thing about me is I could never, ever be a Trick Williams replacement. I'm the blueprint. You trying to be like me. I am smoother. I am silkier. I'm more stylish than you ever will be. I am the man that is the face of NXT. Do you understand me? This is my house. I'm locked in. Come Saturday, guess what? Your ass is locked out because I am absolute Ricky Saint.
I mean, my guy went up. He went up a level. That's a different version of Ricky Saints that we are yet to get on NXT. And that makes me very excited to see him and Trick. And I got to tell you, respectfully, I do think that it's jarring. He distances himself with Trick on the mic in that moment.
Yep.
I mean, respectfully, Trick is a great talent, but you can see the gap in where they are in terms of turning up in a way that feels authentic when you get to that moment. SUG, agree, disagree?
I agree. I won't say that's so much of a gap in talent. It's just,
or no, level, like current where they are currently. I'm not saying overall talent.
Yeah, but contrast is the right word because I feel like they both get you where you need to be on the mic. They both hook you, but it's just so different. I don't know that Trick has necessarily needed to be as serious and flip that switch and prove that he can go there as much as Ricky has had to so far in his career, especially in NXT with people, comparing him to where he was in other places and looking at him a certain way. So Ricky needed that and he knocked it out the park and he did exactly what he needed to do exactly when he needed to do it.
And this makes me very excited for Halloween Havoc. What would you say so far, guys, on the Blake Monroe of it all? A couple months in to the Blake Monroe situation, how do you feel about where we are, SGG?
I still need to see more, I have to say, because I feel like in NXT, their women's division is so strong. I know Sol Ruka went down, but the women on that show have been so good for so long. And Blake Monroe, she's not out of her depth, but also I don't think she's completely outshining. Maybe there's more potential there that needs to be realized, but I need to see more. I'm not ready to give her a grade just yet, but it is good news that she doesn't look completely out of her league because again, the women's division in NXT is strong, even with the losses of, Raquel, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia just this year.
I like Blake Monroe. I think Sol Ruka is the name in NXT in the women's division.
It feels so.
I think she is a next level. I can't wait to see what happens in her career. I like Blake Monroe though. I'm a fan. I think she's good. I would put her in just in the number 2 slot right now as far as the NXT women's division. A lot of great. I mean, the NXT women's division is awesome.
Yeah.
Right now.
And Blake Monroe also gives you like the traditional old school WWE like blonde siren sable option that they have not had in quite a while.
Right.
I know it's a different era. That's where I thought Scarlett was going. I thought Scarlett was going to be the next Sable. Like they were just going to be. She was going to kind of have the sexy thing on Smash as her character. And Blake Monroe seems like she's poised to do it. But by the way, the ill thing about Blake Monroe, and I just haven't seen enough of Scarlett's work, but I did see it from Blake when she was in AEW, is that then Blake can get pretty physical and intense in the ring also, which is a great combination and sort of unique. You can picture a wrestling magazine from 1985 with the blonde hair and the blood running down her face. I'd see it in the store and be terrified. Not at a bodega, a newsstand.
Oh God. I feel very bullied today. I'm feeling bullied.
I'm just being honest.
I'm just feeling up. This is a bully dip day.
No,
I'm just letting you know. My self-esteem is a little lower today. Having done this.
I put one of your jokes in the annals.
You did put my jokes in the annals.
877-344-4893. I'm incredibly disappointed with Dip, by the way. I guess you have not finished Wrestle Dream. You said that. And you did not watch, so you didn't watch Mox Darby?
I watched the highlights.
And you had nothing to say about the return of
Old Man Sting?
Yeah, Old Man.
So I had a fight with Sam Roberts about this.
Okay.
I don't like the beard. I don't like it. It's not Sting of Jay's.
Oh boy.
I didn't like it when he did the Joker thing. As you know, I'm a traditionalist.
You don't like red face Sting. You don't like beard Sting.
I didn't mind red face Sting. Because that was like in my true obsessed with the NWO era.
Right.
So I didn't mind the Wolfpack Sting, but I don't know, something about the beard just makes him look old, and I don't like to see old Sting. It makes me sad.
Well, I kind of feel that way about beards in general when they're unnecessary. I wonder if you felt the same way going back to Dip's childhood. It's not nearly as pronounced or as bad as Sting, obviously. But doing promo for his book the last couple of weeks is Allen Iverson. And okay. I don't like Iverson moving around with the grayish beard. I don't want it. There are some people where I'm selfish. It's me. I admit that it's me, but I do not want your gray beard. It's taking me out of it.
Peter, you know how critical I am of your beard.
I know.
I can't. I don't need it. You've been pretty lucky with the gray, right?
Listen, I haven't been lucky in terms of many things with regard to hair and my physique in general. I have been pretty lucky with regards to the gray.
Listen, the higher power, God, Yahweh, whatever you want to call them, they got to throw you something. So if they could delay the gray, I feel like you're old.
I feel
like you're old.
Well,
I've gotten lucky.
Greg, they've thrown him money, success, fame, and a beautiful family. So
That's true.
let's separate. Let's just
SGG, I think you're right. I'm going with what you're saying. I think the least I could get. I've got no hair on my head, but plenty on my back. For God's sake, don't give me the gray. You know what I mean?
Oh God!
If you have to have a gray back, you just
I mean the back won't actually have hair, but if I didn't do anything about it, it would. And imagine walking around with a gray back. Come on.
Yeah.
The only thing worse than a gray beard is a gray back. You can't be a gray back.
You can't.
You can't walk out with a gray back.
Was there a wrestler ever with a gray back?
Well, did George Steele never went gray?
That's where my hair. That's where my head goes. That's where my head goes right away. Is George Steele?
Who's the second most well-known hairy-backed wrestler?
That's great question.
Thank you. Well, listen, they don't give these jobs to chimps, okay? I know what the hell I'm doing.
Asking who is the second most famous hairy wrestler.
Yeah.
You're such an impatient.
Hairy back, though. Hairy back.
Back.
This is the same day in which I said we should come up with the Mount Rushmore for stench. So I'm doing a lot of work today. Iron Mike Sharp. Did you have a hairy back?
Yes.
I think he had a somewhat hairy back.
Iron Mike Sharp had a hairy back for sure. Who else though? We need a caller to bring us. Okay, somebody freaking call into this show and talk. Let's talk about hairy backs. Okay.
What wrestlers besides? Because George Steele's the only one everyone throws out there. If there's a wrestling legend, maybe who's listening to the show, because do you remember how repulsive it would be when Savage and Steele would be going at it, and Savage would be in the corner, and George Steele would back his sweaty, hairy back up against his face.
God. Repug.
I mean, that is the most repulsive situation of all time. I'm moments from doing the whatchamacallit. I'm moments from doing the laser. I'm doing it.
Are you?
I'm doing it. It's going to be like, you have to go like 6 times. It's like a full opera, but I'm doing it. This is a lifetime commitment. I want to make, it's wrong. It's wrong that I've had to deal with this my whole life. Honestly, it's been horrible. The second it started happening, I was like, is this something I'm about to deal with? I cannot deal with this. I don't want this. I don't need this. It's wrong. It's one thing to be jacked up and have a hairy back. Still a bad look, but you can sort of get it a little bit more. But to be a complete flabby, disgusting piece of filth and have the hairy back, now that's something I was unwilling to commit to in public. This is truly remarkable stuff that we've discovered here, guys. Guys, what should we do 1 week from today on our Halloween special of Cheap Heat Live? We could theme this thing out. We could talk best Halloween Havoc, but we could also there's so many different directions to go. Then there's a lot of crossover between horror and pro wrestling.
Yeah, we got from First Blood matches, Hell in a Cell,
Firefly Funhouse.
Abdullah the Butcher got electrocuted, for goodness sake, in a wrestling match.
Dungeon of Doom.
Yo, I like the Dungeon of Doom. They get they're big on wrestle crap, but I like the Dungeon of Doom.
I gotta tell you, I love Wrestle Crap, by the way. It's so Maj. The Vader theme, I don't know if he used it in this event by 93, if he still had this theme, but the original WCW Vader theme is one of the scariest themes of any theme. It's one of the best. You remember it?
Yeah. Vader's old theme was terrifying. And then, of course, he looked terrifying. Another man who should have had back there.
It was called Afro Rock, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Is that what it was called? I don't know.
The name of that theme?
I think it was.
It was the one with it sounded like light. It sounded like a storm. It was awesome. It was like the scariest, one of the best themes. I don't know if we could play it, but I don't know.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Why does it seem that like the crowd doesn't really give Nikki Bella the love I think they're going to give her when she comes back? She came back this week.
Because they never did appreciate her as much as they should have. I don't think.
Is it like she was like? Is it something that like she, because of the era she represents, they like don't appreciate that she's actually good?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
What do you think, Dippy? You're saying you have thoughts? You're shrugging.
I have thoughts. I'm not gonna comment on it. I have thoughts though.
Well, this is the place to comment on the thought.
Yeah, I mean, the next time there's something else you should do. It's called "Shut the fuck up." You went like this. Interesting. I have thoughts. All right, I'll write you a letter about it. But I just feel like it's
a telegram.
I just find it like odd. I just feel like whenever she pops up, I get excited when she comes out. Like I personally am excited to see her work and be there. And it just seems like there are moments when they react, but for the most part, SGG, I just always feel like it's flatter than it should be.
Yeah, she falls victim to this thing that a lot of wrestlers, unfortunately, are falling victim to with the fans, where her style, they just don't appreciate, her style. And then when she has a good match, she doesn't get the credit for it. The one good match that she had that she got credit for was against Ronda Rousey, because they sort of canceled it out. They were like, all right, we're not going to give it to Ronda, so it must have been Nikki Bella. But then her other great performances are chalked up to other people carrying her. And I just don't think it's possible that you can have the career that she's had for the length of time that she's had and have been carried the whole time by the other women on the roster. I think she's good and she's not getting her due. And it's a shame that she's coming back as a Hall of Famer and still not getting her due.
It's just, it annoys me because the fans think they're so smart. And the fans are always so far ahead, and the fans are this, and the fans are that, and then sometimes they just completely miss it as a whole. And I think that they miss it completely with Nikki Bella. SGG, you were very early on what you thought the Bellas did for the division, for women's wrestling, I should say, and I wholeheartedly agree. Dip, were you trying to show me something specifically, or was that just for me?
No, I want to play the Vader theme.
Oh, hold on, go ahead. Yeah, go crazy. Let's see if it works. Let's see if Dip can pull this off. Volume all the way up. Speaker near the microphone. Now hit play again. We don't hear a thing.
Now you've been bullied. Now you've been bullied.
It's just it was all the way up and by the microphone. So if you didn't hear it, then you're not going to hear it. I don't know how I get.
That's so weird that we didn't get that. All right, we'll play it for the people though. The people need to hear this. It was scary though. So can you guys think about that over the course of next week? Let's try to theme out what we do for our Halloween special next week. I'll tell you what we're doing for you guys though. Right now, we've done enough on hairy backs. A man with no hair to be seen except for on the top of his head, which I'm very jealous of, is Big Jimmy Uso. He'll join us next right here on Cheap Heat Live, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Double Dragon 3, the greatest martial arts adventure, continues with all new weapons, characters, and street fighting moves. Double Dragon 3 from Acclaim, twice the characters, 3 times the action.
Jimmy, what's good, bro? Welcome to Cheap Heat.
Hey, what up, Boost? Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Oh, no, we're happy to have you, man. It's been a minute. We have a lot of things to get to. We have like 20 minutes, and I want to hit a bunch of stuff. So before we do that, though, we got to check in. How is wifey doing? And how are you feeling about getting back in the game one more time? Because you've had quite a gap.
For sure. Hey, man, wifey is still, we still in awe to this day. Every day we look at each other. Like, she's really showing now, which is, now we're starting to believe it. And she's doing well, man. She's still getting used to being off the road. She's still getting used to turning that brain off. I told her, your job now is to relax and sit down somewhere. So I think that's the hardest thing she's trying to do, man. But other than that, she's doing really good, brother.
And what about you? Like, I know that you had wanted more kids. I know that idea was appealing to you, but you do have a couple of older kids, man. You've done this before. You're not quite as old as me. but you're close. And I know what it's like to jump in this infant game in our 40s. It's a new ball game. How does it feel? Like, is it scary or is it like more exciting? Because now you're like truly an adult who can kind of be present in a different way this time around.
Hey, you said it. Present is everything I stand on right now. I had my kids when I was 20, 21. You know, so you know, I was a whole nother mindset, a whole nother game. I was trying to get into the game. But now that we in the game, got security, man, we did our thing. This round, having our child at 40, man, I'm so excited, brother. Like, I'm so locked in, but I'm also more nervous. I'm on edge on everything, you know, because when I was 21, you know,
you didn't know?
Just nothing. You just kept it moving. Now you got these phones, you got technology. They showing me, I'm looking at things. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on here? But, you know, Trinity met my kids when my son was 4. My son would be 20, and my daughter was 2. And, you know, she said, you know, these are my kids. We've accepted it, man. And, you know, to sit here today to have our own, right, I'm telling you, dog, it's so, I got goosebumps right now because it's very different. It's super different. But you said it was present is everything, and that's where I stand on today.
The craziest thing is, too, if I'm doing the math right, when we go back to the announcement that happened, it was right after the PLE, and Trent had just done the thing with her dad, and I remember I saw you in the hallway right after it happened as she was like getting her makeup touched up or something, and I was like, "Yo, the thing with your dad." As a new dad, I was all emotional about seeing her out there with her dad. Did you guys know when she had that whole experience with her father that she was also with child at that moment?
Man, I'll tell you this. The day she announced on Monday that Raw, we found out Sunday. Because she was, bro, I'm telling you, she was pregnant at SummerSlam and everything. She was getting ass kicked with a whole baby up in her. And we had no idea.
That's so crazy.
Man. It was. So when she told me Sunday night, man, she was just losing her mind, dog. And then we get to work Monday. I'm not there. You know, that's the only regret I hate. I wasn't around her just to, you know, to make her feel safe. Because that was a big thing. And for her to break the news, you know, we got to tell them. I was like, we got to tell them. Like, what else are we going to do? Like, what else are we going to do? We got to, you know, it's a show. The show got to go on. We got to pivot. We got to move, change, and all that. But for it to happen at the biggest run of her career, bro, was just, she just couldn't believe it.
I want to ask about that announcement because something that struck me as kind of funny when she gave the announcement was she's talking about the whole family, and she mentioned that she's having a baby, and then the crowd starts breaking out into a Roman Reigns chant. What went through your mind when the crowd is chanting Roman Reigns as your wife is telling the world that you are actually the father and you're about to have a baby with her?
Oh, yeah. What went through my mind? You are not the daddy. What you mean? What you mean? What y'all talking about out here, man? Yeah, man. Hell, we got to go Amari then. What you mean? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, why are they chanting? I get it. It's a bloodline. Another member.
Right.
Like, you know how our fans is. They throwing it out there already, man. So, yeah,
all right. So let's get to that. So let's get to the bloodline. So happy for you guys. It's going to be an amazing time. But let's get to the less important, the wrestling of it all. Another memory I have, and I'll just, you know, I've already started sharing personal conversations and not remembering the line of what's real and what's behind the scenes. We had a conversation at WrestleMania like a year, this past year maybe, and you were joking around, being silly about your brother when he was about to win the title. And you were like, man, Jay's whatever, blah, blah, blah. You were just being you know, the same way you'd be with your brother anytime. And we were kind of goofing about it. And I said to you, I'm like, man, you guys have unfinished business. And the things you're saying right now as a goof would be really interesting to hear said out loud because your brother has went on this amazing run. Now, of course, in real life, he's also the whole time talked about how great you are. But for story purposes, I still feel like there's gas in the tank. And with this new approach that we've seen Jay having, it certainly seems like that's a possibility. how much would you love to get the chance, now that you guys are both in a different place, to do this thing one more time and really get to kick your brother's ass on the biggest stage of them all?
Oh, we have a sour taste from the first match we had, And this bloodline conflict, it's always cooking. People like when we have conflict in the bloodline for some reason. I like it too. Hell, it's just normal though. This is how our family is. This is really how we rap. When things go down, it's really how we get down. Where we are today, man, I'm all for it, man. This whole attitude with brother, don't mistake Big Jim's kindness for weakness, man. It's in me to peel back. It's in me to take a step back. I ain't got too many steps to give to take back no more. It's not that time for me to put the foot down, So I told Oos, man, whatever you got going on, all right, man. I'll always be here for you. But they listen, man. They say, I don't want to not like you, Jay. You feel me? I don't want to get to the point where I just don't like your ass. And that's why I sit back and I just bite the tongue a little bit, The thing older brothers, they got in them. Older brothers already got this built in them, especially when it comes to your siblings. But sometimes you need to be smacked across the head, you know what I'm saying, to wake up a little bit, so.
Now, did you have moments? I know that, you took joy in seeing what he was doing at the top.
Yeah.
But we're all human beings. And you guys have been doing this your whole life, and you guys have become literally, if not the best, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. But everybody at WWE knows that you really are him, and that your brother came on this show and told us everything he can do, basically, you could do better. So was there a part of you that was
he said that?
He really did. He really did.
No, well, damn, you sure it was him and not my other brothers?
And no, he was just giving you all the credit in the world. But listen, we're all human beings. I know I'm very honest on this show. I talk about my own professional jealousy. We all deal with things like that.
For sure, man.
And Jay's had a run that's been just absolutely epic. How much did you sit there and think, man, if they love my brother Jay, wait till these people get a full look at what I'm capable of?
Every day it runs through me, Oos. Every day when he comes out, every show I'm at, every crowd reaction, every pop, and it's all around the world, man. There was a time we was on the same show. I came out first. We had two different matches. It was weird. I had a match early on in the show, but I remember I came out, my music, it is what it is. I'm not saying I don't like I love what I'm doing. But, every time I see brother come out, there is another level. There is a certain superstardom that he's reached. I go around the world, man. It used to be, hey, what's up, Uso? You the Uso. You the Usos. And I told Jay this. Man, I go around the world now, people call me you. So, yeah. So there's a different little, yeah, bro, listen, I'm grateful for it, bro. I love it. But I'm also, it's bittersweet, too. It's also like, man, y'all just, there's a dog in there that just still leashed up, man. I haven't got a chance to get him off the leash yet. But I'm feeling like that leash is damn near hanging on by one chain link, bro. It's damn near about to crack. But I go around the world and be like, hey, what up, Jay? And I'll be like, I'll just throw it back at him, man.
I was going to ask, what's the response? Because I go out in the world and people literally yell out my co-host Ebro's name. They'll be like, Ebro. I'm like, I'm not. And it's hard. You're like, well, in one sense, I don't want to be rude and ignore you. But in another sense, you're being rude because you're getting my name wrong. It's an awkward situation.
Well, the good thing is me and brother are really twins.
Exactly. You and Ebro twins.
You and Ebro just look alike. So I just eat it up. It's all good. Hey, if I'm hooding up, I just keep it moving. Hey, what's up, bro? That's what it is. It's in and out. At least I'm a twin. I feel sorry for you. My bad.
You ever take pictures as Jay where people like, Jay, can I get a picture
of
you?
Yeah. All that, bro. All that. What you mean? Bro, I'm trying to in and out. Because I might be like, nah. Or you, Jim? Yeah. Man, I thought you were Jay. You ain't Jim. And then it's a whole nother conversation that just went on when I'm just in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Now tell the truth. How long did it last, like even backstage, where you knew that a lot of people who worked there, maybe not the people in the locker room who are with you every minute, but where like a lot of people backstage you knew still really didn't know the difference between you guys. How long did that last?
It's still going on today, Oos.
No, it can't be.
It's still going on today. On my kids, on my wife. And you know what? Even the closest homie that been there our whole career. Hey, Jay. And I'll just stop, bro. And I'll just look at them. They're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to call you that. I was like, bro, I've known you my whole career. I've seen you my whole career here, dog. You've had all you tell me what I got to do, what match I got. I know you. You know me. You know me, know you. But I got to give him hell, though. I got to give him hell.
Did you guys make was there ever like a specific moment when you said, hey, let's do more to look different? And I know that when you guys were in face paint and everything, you had different looks back then, but the truth is y'all were new and a sort of mid-level tag team, so people didn't pay same level of attention. So was there a specific point when you're like, yo, we really got to do something here to differentiate, or did it happen sort of just organically?
It happened organically, Oos. It really did, because we did the paint, right? Even when we went to Uso Penitentiary, we just didn't have the paint on. And I'll never forget, they was like, when we did that switch, the character changes everything. You got to evolve around this business. When we did the switch, we was like, yo, we don't want to wear no paint. And they told us that the higher ups at the time, they was like, you need the paint. How the hell are we going to tell y'all apart from Roman? And I remember going, what?
From Roman?
From Roman. I remember thinking like, how, bro? We all look alike. We all got the same ink on us. Like, but you can tell the Usos from Roman now, but it organically happened. I think once we did the bloodline, once me and Jay split, that's when we really started looking different. I grew my hair out, he cut his hair. We kind of just switched our persona, our look, but it's still the very much same. Like if I was in his shoes, I'd look like him. If he was the heel, if he had Rosenberg, I'm telling you, he would be looking like me.
But have you guys always been personality-wise so different? Because like you have similarities. You guys get along. You're yin and yang, but you are also markedly different. To just your aura is markedly different. Has it always been that way?
It is, man. Like I got class clown, homecoming king, all in high school. I'm like I was the popular one. He was right there, but they were just like, Jimmy's a bit more nicer than this one. Every time Jay walked in, he looked like he mad at the teachers and why we got homework and why we got projects and why we got. So I was always like the outspoken one. But he's the one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap on it. He's the one that what I think. If we in a situation where like we feeling some kind of way or some kind of disrespect going on or something, I'll sit there and think it. He'll say it right off the bat. Sometimes I'll be like, maybe we just.
Not say
left things unsaid. Yes, he'll just say, and he'll be right. Like I'll be wanting to say it, but I'm like, damn, bro, you should have said that. But he was like, nah, hell with that. He'll just go. So I always loved him about that. I always like there's been times, a situation where I saved him. Like, boy, shut up. Well, we don't need to say that right now, dog. You tripping? We trying to get out the fire. You throwing gas in the fire. But then there's some times where he'll say things. I'm like, there it is, or he'll, we really are yin and yang, though. We very much alike too, but very much different though.
I want to not to take it back too far, but you mentioned the WrestleMania 40 match and that it left a sour taste in your mouth. We heard Jay's side of the story. From your perspective, though, what do you think? I don't want to say, for lack of a better word, what do you think went wrong that night at WrestleMania 40? You guys,
was it just time, or was there more to it that made it annoying? Yeah.
I say it was just time, bro. Like, you got two twin brothers, man, that finally get together. They're going against each other, man. This meant a lot from us, both of us. So we thought we was going to get to cook, man, especially like with our angle and how we've been such a part of it, this whole story. And, we've just been leveling up every year since. And when we got there, man, you talking about, hell yeah, I was pissed off. Hell yeah, I felt some kind of way. But then it's like, hey, just remember this. No matter what they telling us today and how much time we got or whatever they want us to do out there, understand this, brother. Don't let that take away from our moment, though. It's me and you in there. It's WrestleMania, dog. We in the city of brotherly love. I'm going against you, brother. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm fulfilled today. So, like, other than that, man, they couldn't take me off my off my rocket, man. They can take me off my high horse. I just had to remind my brother. Because he be like, man, they know we can cook, man. They scared to give us 30. They scared to give us 30, dog. We about to steal it. They better give us 9 hell. Hey, here's the thing, Goose. When I found out the time and brother had the Wayne interest, I was like, bro, just let me get in there, bro. Just kill me. Just duck, spear me, boom, splash me, boom, 1, 2, 3. We just get the hell up out of there. Squash match. What you think? He was like, shh. You know, they's like, nah, we need something. You got to give them a little something. Well, damn, if we give them a little something, we letting the fans down our field. We can't even cook the way y'all want us to cook.
That's such an interesting
we got 9
thought.
whole minutes.
Because if you decided once you get the limited time, if you go squash, at least that's an incredible story point.
They ain't ready for it. I was like, they ain't ready for no squash, bro. Duck, spear, kill me. 1, 2, 3. Get the Wayne back in and start partying. Let's go. Get the other 5 to somebody who, you know what I'm saying? Like.
But yeah, not to sound disrespectful, but that almost does sound better than the direction that it went in.
Yeah, because the 9 is weird.
Dog, I was ready to do that. I said, bro, let Wayne stay out there, but he ain't even got to get out of the ring, brother. I'll go shake his hand, turn around, spirit my ass, splash my ass. 1, 2, 3. Hell, pick me up. We can all dance with Wayne. Because I'm a fan of Weezy too.
Yo, so speaking of the raps, you mentioned the Uso Penitentiary. We got that night, the battle. Shout out to Kaz, shout out to Wale.
Don't get all rated R.
How big do you think that battle night? First of all, how fun was it? What do you remember about leading up to it? Were you surprised with how well it was received? Because I'm not gonna lie, I knew everybody involved. I see Wale, I know what it means to him, and I still assume this is still in respectfully, this is still in the Vince era. I'm like, man, a rap battle, this is not going to go well. And it ended up coming off so well. Take us through that night for you guys.
Well, you said Vince's name. I did. You're right, though. Man, well, we said, we pitched it. Man, this one, like, we was big on battle rap. When we switched to the Uso Penitentiary, I told brother, I saw this tag team battle rap. I said, brother, this how we gotta fire off right here with our promos. At least we just finish each other. That was easy because we twins already. But we pitched the battle rap with the New Day. And they deemed it to be the most horrible segment of wrestling. And everybody was like, a battle rap. But, you know, it was different in our brain. And when we got there, we thought it was just going to be us and the New Day, like in a backstage save, doing it. But then we got there, you know, we had all the Uso extras, the homies with the bandanas and their hoodies on. and then they got the whole parade looking like, you know what I'm saying? They got that whole thing jumping. And when I tell you this, dog, we did rehearsals just so everybody could see it. I started to get into it. But then once we got there, it was supposed to be Usos 1 whole round and then the New Day 1 whole round. And when we got there, New Day wanted to break it up. They wanted to do Big E go, then a Uso go, and then a Kofi go, and then the other Uso go, and then Woods finishes it. But I told brother, I said, damn, they didn't want that whole round because we were just going to get to just cook without having a break. You know what I'm saying? So once we found out that the 3 were going, then Big E got his raps, Kofi got his raps, now Woods got his raps. Now we had to go back in the locker room. We had to sit there because we just had a whole round. We just going to tell the whole story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then once we found out it's 1, 2, and 3, it's like, damn, bro. They done broke the shit. They done broke it up.
Oh, you can say that.
Then
we're on satellite. You're good.
All right, for sure. So then when we had Big E, then me and brother went in the back, and then we rode around for Big E. Then we rode around for Kofi, and then we rode around for Woods.
Oh, and boy, do they kept it as 1 round. Because that round was for Woods.
Well, check it. Hey, the whole rap was going to be about the tape. We was going to call it the tape. The whole round was going to be specifically on that. He lucky it was just 1 bar. We just said that 1 bar, but that's all we needed though.
Well, listen,
that's all we needed.
It all now is part of the great lore that has gotten us to where we are. We gotta wrap up here, Jimmy. Thank you. I know this was last minute, but I've been wanting to get you on for a minute, and I feel like you're on the precipice of more greatness. So I was like, let's get this conversation in before my man is completely out of here, and then we'll do it again and look back.
Thank y'all, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all. It means a lot to me, though, man.
Nah, right back at you, man. You know I got nothing but love for you and Trent. Your whole family is the best. His name is Jimmy Uso. Apparently, he'll be on SmackDown tonight because he's in Phoenix. So go ahead and watch USA Tonight. He'll be there, and you catch him on Raw on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. We'll be back next week with our special on Halloween. Enjoy Halloween Havoc this weekend. Shouts to Kelly. Shouts to Zach. Thank you very much one more time, Jimmy Uso, my man Greg Domino. SGG, have a great weekend, and we'll catch you guys next week. Stay mage and enjoy yourselves.